The theologians of Aquinas' time generally thought that Jesus didn't acquire knowledge, and you can see why they might have thought that. If Jesus had such extensive knowledge through his beatific vision, if he had knowledge even of the future through his infused knowledge, then you might think, well, how would Jesus acquire any new knowledge? How could he learn from the world about him? Well, he couldn't if his knowledge was already so extensive. That's what many of the theologians of Aquinas' time thought. And Aquinas thought very much like this too, at the beginning. So what of what St. Luke tells us? That Jesus grew in wisdom. St. Luke says this when speaking of Jesus' childhood. That would seem to imply that Jesus' knowledge did grow. People thought, well, maybe it grew in its manifestation, or maybe the knowledge of other people grew through Jesus' wisdom, or something like that. But Aquinas came to see that Jesus really did grow in knowledge. He acquired knowledge from the world around him. Aquinas was helped to this position, I think, by his reading Aristotle and thinking about how we come to knowledge. Aristotle was a great help to him here. Aquinas came to see that our natural intellect has a kind of natural light from God that can illumine what comes to us through our senses from the world around us. And so we can come to intellectual knowledge of the world around us and build up a scientific knowledge of the world in our own minds. Now, if Christ had a mind just like ours, he had a true human mind, then it would have belonged to the perfection of his human mind that it exercised that same power of acquiring knowledge from the world around us that we all have. If Jesus' intellect did not actively acquire knowledge through the senses of the world around him, then his intellect would have been idle in a very important respect, and not perfect at all. So Aquinas came to see that it was part of Christ's mission as our perfect Saviour, that he too should bring knowledge in from the world around him into his own mind and build up a true body of knowledge. He could then make discoveries about sheep and shepherds, about farming and farmers, about lost coins and so on, and build up a true scientific knowledge from all the individual things that he saw. And that would help in his teaching. That would help him communicate the divine realities he wanted to teach in a human way. So in addition to his beatific knowledge and in his infused knowledge, Christ also enjoyed acquired knowledge, the kind of knowledge that we all have by nature. So he would have brought knowledge from these different sources together, these different kinds of knowledge, and one kind of knowledge could have confirmed the other. Jesus could have related his knowledge, his different kinds of knowledge, to each other. And I think his contemplation involved a lot of that relating and comparing his knowledge. And I think that that gave rise to true pleasure in him when he thought about these realities. And then out of this contemplation, he could teach others the divine realities he wanted to teach in a truly human way. Today, I think all theologians would agree that Christ acquired knowledge in the normal human way. What theologians find more difficult today are the extraordinary supernatural aspects of Christ's knowledge. In the first half of the 20th century, pretty much all Catholic theologians agreed with Aquinas' general picture of Christ's knowledge. But then in the second half of the 20th century, this picture was widely rejected. Lots of objections were revived or put anew against the position that Aquinas held, especially about Christ's possession of the beatific vision. These objections might include saying, well, Jesus himself said that he didn't know the day or the hour. He didn't know the timing of the Last Judgment. Well, how could that be if Jesus had such extensive knowledge through his beatific vision and knew the future through his infused knowledge. Again, there are worries about Jesus' suffering on the cross and whether that would be compatible with him having the beatific vision. If the beatific vision gives rise to such joy, would that not suppress all his psychological and maybe even physical suffering? So many objections are raised against the picture of Christ's knowledge that Aquinas proposes to us. If you're interested in learning more about how Aquinas answers these objections and the resources we can find in his theological ideas for answering these objections today, then you should read my book. It's called Did the Saviour See the Father? Christ's Salvation and the Vision of God. It's published by Bloomsbury T&T Clark. It's available in paperback as well as hardback. And if you're interested in these questions and how Aquinas' position on Christ's knowledge can be defended today, then please get my book and read it.